outro or intro, outro from the intro. Is that how we roll? Not really quite sure. Lexi will be back in here very shortly. She's got some updating to do. So until then, let's enjoy my Star Wars sipper that I got while on vacation. Water, so good. Anyways, lots happened. It seems to have happened while I was gone, and but also nothing at the same time. So I guess that's also a good thing. But the writer's strike is still going. We're going to get into that because it seems to have halted quite a few productions, and we've got an upcoming. They've already kind of announced it. It's coming. There's going to be an actor's strike as well. We're going to see how that might affect everything. But until that time, hang on before anybody asks. Get you your background music. Don't worry. Let's see. There we go. All right, folks. Let me go and say hi to the chat. Welcome to Gotham City tonight. I'm your host, Ryan Dole. Like I said, Lexi will be here in a bit. We're going to talk Lego. We're going to break this thing down. We're going to do some zoom-ins, close-ups, up and arounds, and all over the places with this thing. I am pretty freaking stoked. I also just came back. For those who don't know, I went on the Warner Brothers tour because I wanted to go look at everything. I wanted to go look at Batmobiles. And I want to get into that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But yes, let me say hi to all our wonderful viewers here hanging out with me tonight that I really appreciate. Flash739, the mainstay of the Toy Anxiety Geeked Out Life tree. Stanley Eberhard. Okay, I do want to read this. I did see this before I jumped on. The Batman 2 Clayface. Dole, being you're in CGI production, how could Reeves do Clayface in his grounded reality universe? Will Clayface be more humanoid than a muddy figure we're accustomed to? I am a very firm believer if you are a good director and a good storyteller, you can still do muddy monsters and still keep it grounded. So it's all going to be, that would all depend on how you present them and how your story is told, right? There's a clear difference between Silver Samurai and the Wolverine, and like you could even say Cloverfield is grounded, right? It has all the rules, but there's still a giant CG kaiju that's out little kaijus and blows people up and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I think there's a way to do it as long as they don't make it too cartoony, because I honestly, when everyone says grounded, everything is right away is like no superpowers, everything's bleak, everything's super serious, and I think you can still do Clayface in a way that he's not just a master of disguise. Give us some monsters, right? I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, Daniel Balmforth is here. $600 in Australia. Oh, dude, you're about to see the price, the Canadian price. We're not too far behind. Chinovo got my McFarlane Heath Ledger Joker today and tomorrow. The Bale figure is arriving. Honestly, the best bang for your buck for me. Cheers. Good show, everyone. Thank you for being here, Chinovo. Super stoked that you're enjoying those McFarlane Dark Knight figures. Oh my gosh.
Surprise!
Lexi. Oh,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Everything works. You look beautiful.
Thanks. It was sunny and we left the house, so.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I was just saying hi to the chat, and then we're going to get started rolling into some Lego. How does that sound?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let me just keep going here. Derek Hoover is here. Steve and Lawrence is here. Shiny Plastic People. If everyone has not checked into Shiny Plastic People's YouTube channel, where he reviews all the DC stuff that we don't want to review, he's your guy to go to. So please go check out his channel. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's a wonderful show. So everyone, please go check that out. Right? Skylar Davis, Max Shrek minifig. Oh, we're going to get into it. I cannot wait. Matt Bush, thank you so much for being here and hanging out. Gotham Stalker, I think I need this. Damn it, Lego. Absolutely. Now we've get the F out. What's up, Gotham? That is Kayla Silva's new channel. Everyone, please go check Geek the F out. Also on YouTube. Go subscribe to her. Go support her. She is absolutely wonderful, right? So everyone go check her out. All right, we've got Batboy Versus, he's here. And yes, Daniel, I was busy playing with my holocrons, but I still managed to get stuff done today after all that stuff. Derek Hoover, unlimited power. Allison Troy, the woman that's here to correct me in the chat when I don't get anything right. She is here to make sure that I am on point. So thank you for being here and hanging out. Smoked Ham is here. Kayla's on for both all her accounts, I guess. But thank you for being here, Kayla. Just keep use all your accounts. Give us all the likes. I'm all here for it. Jack Knight 73, thank you for hanging out. The 80s experience. What's up, doll? It's like we're here. We're back, right? Sorry, we gave you a break. All right, so we've got Brandon 3G is here as well. Thank you for being here. Awesome, I think, and Nolan's here. Giving the shout out to Lexi, who's looking down.
Lexi is doing that oh my gosh, my tech isn't working again post-recovery from the scramble.
Right.
Also, I'm slightly distracted from where I'm sitting right now. I can see Steven and Damien playing in the front yard, and it's really cute. So
super cute. Oh, and it's Lucha Johnny behind the keyboard tonight. So just make sure I'm giving props to the right peoples. All right, we got Brian Brink. Too bad, Dad. He's ready for some Lego talk. First, I just want Lexi. How are you? How have you been? How was your week? How was your week in Batman?
I'll be honest. I got a little distracted from Batman this week because there were some more big Wonder Woman announcements.
Let's hear
that
it.
Sort of consumed my life instead. For like the dawn of DC, Wonder Woman is getting her new run starting in September with Wonder Woman number 800. Again, I know you guys will correct me if I'm wrong, so I'm just gonna try and go off memory here. But we are getting, I guess it does include Batman because it includes Super Sons, I guess. But we are going to have a new daughter of Wonder Woman. Her name is Trinity, aka Lizzie. She is going to be significantly younger than John and Damien. So we're going to get a time skip in Wonder Woman 800, where we're going to kind of see like how Wonder Woman has a daughter and then like skip forward to Trinity being, I think they said that the ages are going to be like 19 for Trinity, and then John and Damien are going to be like 34 and 37. And basically they're going to be our new Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. So I get Super Sons, I get a daughter of Diana. I'm really excited. It's going to be written by Tom King. I forget the name of the artist off the top of my head, but it looks amazing. And they've already said that they're really it's basically going to be like, it's kind of like big brother, little sister dynamic with like John and Damien as kind of like the older, more experienced heroes. You know, they're in their 30s now. And then you have like this 19-year-old, I'm hoping feral daughter of Diana, which would be amazing. So I am really, really hyped for that. And that has kind of consumed my attention, is this new potential future DC Trinity that they're going to start trying to push. And of course, you know, I know Diana has had a daughter, like children in the past, that have not stuck throughout canon. And then, you know, there's of course Donna and Cassie, who aren't her daughters, but are kind of getting sidelined as Wonder Women. But I'm kind of excited anyway. Sorry, everyone else.
Yep, don't worry. It's Tim's.
Sometimes you just need a fresh start, you know?
It's Tim's generation of sidekicks that are getting punted.
Yeah. And I think we can kind of blame the lack of Tim's success on that, but it's fine.
Ouch! Shots fired. All right, hang on.
You guys know I like Tim Drake. I do. Jason's my least favorite.
I am going to put the artist's name and his Instagram handle in the chat.
Thank you.
Right now. And
if you do follow my Twitter, I've been retweeting about it a lot.
And it's yeah, I honestly I'm with you. I think that got announced like right after we did our episode, and I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance. And I know they just announced the writing team for Steelworks as well, which will be Steel and his daughter. There's a lot of stuff coming out from DC, and right now, after seeing all the Spider-Man news, what's happening in Amazing Spider-Man. I think we're all on board that DC's killing it right now.
There she is.
There she is.
Really bad visual. It's Trinity.
I hope she's made from clay.
I don't know if I care necessarily. I just kind of care that she's really feral. I really hope she just like comes out and is like causing so much collateral damage, and Big Brother John and Damian are just like, contain the tiny buff girl. And I hope it's really funny. And I hope she's stronger than John.
But it sounds like they're going to be jumping back and forth a lot too, Tom King said. So we'll get like some of her early years, and including like to where we are now. It's Tom King. Tom King has not done me wrong yet. I don't know anyone in the chat. If anyone knows for certain. And, what was it? Batman One Bad Day. That's what I'm trying to get to. If that has come out in trade yet, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try to like find it and see when it is. I really want that. And congratulations to Tom King while we're talking about him as well. I think he was nominated for 4 Eisners today. Wow. For the Eisner Awards at San Diego Comic-Con. So that's pretty wild. We'll have to do a special San Diego Comic-Con news after they do their DC panel as well. But we're going to get into DC as well regarding San Diego when we get talking about the writer's strike and the actor's strike. Because that's probably going to have a huge impact on San Diego as well. So it's going to be...
Sorry, I'm going to pause really quick. I forgot that I am in Steven's office chair, but it has arms, so I can't cross my legs, and my ADHD is screaming. So I'm going to switch out our office chairs real quick, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Awesome. All right, everyone. Let's do this. Lexi will jump back. It won't take her too long to do this. Let's get going here with some Lego. Oh, hang on. I just wanted to give a shout out to this. Allison Troy. She needs to be either a clay daughter, or she needs to be with Steve Trevor, or from a loving relationship. No Steppenwolf, Darkseid, Superman grossness. I agree with that. I was always kind of thinking that she'd have like a partner that's also Amazonian, and they would make her out of clay together. And I think that would be really, really nice. Thanos Copter is here. Just want to give a shout out to him. Paints Toy Samples, Eric Dempsey. Again, thank you everyone for being here and hanging out. And that's then Dole with Solo, a familiar story. Look, just like that. You say it, she comes back.
Hey, don't call me out for my own actions. Listen.
Shiny Plastic People. I'm sure Wonder Woman's father will be a mystery. I think Tom King said we're going to find out.
Yeah, I am hoping that it's Alison Troy, I know you're saying I'm hoping it's Steve Trevor. I think her being half. All of the like. Because John and Damian, this whole next generation, like, because Wonder Woman and Superman and Batman were all like so distinctly their things, and I feel like kind of the trend of the next generation is like we're not our parents. A lot of us are of two worlds. Like we're kind of mixing in like different ways. Like even though Damian's full human, he was raised an Al Ghul assassin. So I hope that it's a Steve Trevor baby. I really, really do, but we shall see.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm really hoping. I just hope it's good.
Yeah. But I'm also fine with clay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm
crazy.
Like I said, I have complete trust in Tom King. But I also want to see Wonder Woman fight crime pregnant.
I never have complete trust, especially if it is a female character.
Right. Okay, that's fair too. That's that's totally legit. But let's get into yesterday's massive announcement. This is the Canadian price, $520. That's a lot.
Oh my gosh, I thought the 5 was a dollar sign. I was like, $20, what?
No, yeah, $20 Canadian. I'm buying one for everyone. Yeah. It'll be amazing. No, it is $519. It comes out June 8th. So in 3 weeks? That's wild to me. But here we go. This thing is cool. Insane. And we all know when Lego does these big giant black boxes that don't look like the big yellow boxes, that they're massive, that there's a lot of parts, and they're crazy expensive. Lexi, you saw this yesterday. We knew this was coming. We heard the rumors.
Oh yeah.
We talked about this. What were your first thoughts?
I mean, and The same thing I think every time, honestly. Like, I just think about assembling it and get a little like pre-stressed right off the bat. But no, I think it's fantastic. I think the fact that they committed to like even the bat shape of the cave. I mean, it feels like a cave. Because I think a lot of the ones in the past have sometimes almost had like it's kind of just like a giant warehouse with like a cave aesthetic, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's correct. Or like just a big bat computer.
Yeah, whereas this one, like, it actually feels like a cave, which is really, really cool.
I like that he's got Catwoman on his computer screen, like he's been watching her.
Yeah.
Create.
There was a recent chapter that was kind of like that, where it was an earlier. I don't remember. It was, you guys know I can't keep track of timelines to save my life. But she like it must have been way earlier, because she figures out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and she just like shows up at his door, goes in front of the security camera, and like takes all her clothes off. And she's like, Batman, I know it's you, but like naked. And he's like sitting in the cave with Alfred watching this. Like, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah. See ya, Alfred.
Yeah. It's like, well, that's one way to do it, I guess.
Yeah. Busy. It's but yeah, this is so cool. So there it is when it's all folded up, so you can display it without it spread out everywhere, which is kind of nice for all of us who are all collectors and are in deep space danger from all the stuff that we have. I'm in the middle of doing a purge myself. Let's see if I can get some. There we go. Some big photos. That a boy, Dole. You know how to work the internet. Okay, let's go from the beginning here. All right, so we've got, this is it. Splayed out, looking hot. We've got our armor. We do have the bat computer. We've got and a Batmobile. All of this is amazing. I'm hoping the Batmobile, I hope the sides do pop off so that you can have the bullet. But I might be asking for way too much. I don't know, man. I'm such a huge fan of Batman Returns. Like, that was like, some people have awakenings during all sorts of things, and mine was during Batman Returns, and I was like, I am very straight, and I am very much into damage. So it was I love this movie so much, and so this is very, very exciting to me, and all these parts look very, very small. That's that. There's the beautiful box. Again, amazing.
I like it folded up a lot better than I like it open. I think when it's open, that's when it feels more like a garage.
Yeah, and this one feels just like nice and tight and neat.
Yeah, I feel like it's actually a little underwhelming open, because it's designed to close. So like, of course, like you can't put like that much extra in when it opens up. I think this was something that like for display, you'd really want to keep it closed.
Right. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And yes, it's Lego, Ryan. Everything pops up. Correct. These are all the minifigs it comes with, which is quite a bit. It kind of made me a little bummed out that the Penguin it could be a little grosser. At the same time, I also wish they did a deluxe, the duck. The duck car that he drives.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, that would have been fun.
For
I'm also
nitpicking
$500, yeah, right? And I'm also nitpicking the Catwoman just a little bit as well. Because I wish she came with a head that didn't have a mask on and her hair all over the place. And she's a hot mess.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Or, she doesn't have a whip, does she?
Yeah, it's right there. It's there.
Oh, there it is. Got it. It's blending in. I don't know.
Everything black on black.
I thought she had a whip. I was like, she should have one if she doesn't.
Right? I do love this, though. I like that they gave us Max Schreck, because we never get Max Schreck in anything.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see him in some merch finally. Again, you'll never hear me complain about Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. This Michael Keaton Bruce is spot on.
The Bruce Wayne. I love that Alfred has his little teapot. I love it.
It's so good. And it's funny too, like, if nobody gave me any context to that Bruce Wayne figure, I would have been like, that looks like Michael Keaton. Like,
Really?
this looks more like Michael Keaton than the McFarlane figure of Michael Keaton.
Wait, in the Bruce Wayne figure?
The little Bruce here.
You think it looks like Michael Keaton?
Yes, it looks exactly like Michael Keaton. Like, I see that, and I'm like, that is Michael Keaton.
It's a little generic Lego face.
Yeah, but it's clearly Michael Keaton.
I can see it in the Batman figure, because, like, that's designed really well. Like, you look at that, and you're like, yeah, that's Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yes.
But the Bruce figure?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
No, you love Lego and you love Michael Keaton more than I care about either of those things. So if you see it, I'm not going to question it.
That's true.
I mean, to me, it does look like Bruce Wayne. Like, I see that and I'm like, that feels like a Bruce Wayne for sure.
Yeah. I think just after seeing McFarlane's Keaton like over and over and over, and just like, that looks nothing like Keaton.
Oh, okay.
And then seeing this, I'm like, this looks like Keaton. Everything just looks so much better in comparison.
I just see Keaton everywhere I look.
That's it. Well, man. Okay, so when I was in Los Angeles, every billboard was either Batman, like the Flash, or it was Miles Morales and Spider-Verse. I'm going to tell you right now, it was so awesome seeing giant billboards of Miles Morales.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was so cool. And like seeing Gwen have like her own poster on the side of the, like, and then, you know, Miguel, like, it was so cool. It was so cool. Anyways, I digest. Let's go to this car.
Yeah.
Again, there it is. It's very much a Batman Returns Michael Keaton Batmobile. It's beautiful. I love it. I can't get enough of this car, and we're getting so much merchandise of it. And I'm all for it. So it's all good. They're
really leaning into the car, like in the merchandising aspects of this movie, and I like kind of love that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like no one else looks the same, but the car will.
Yeah. Like, would you recognize the Batmobile, eh?
Hey, wink, wink. They are loving it, and I love this. Like, they show you all the little action features it does. So we've got there's a little section there for Penguin to sit down in his little area. They got a swiveling chair for Bruce Wayne to sit in, right? All the little compartments they open.
That's my favorite part, is the swivel chair.
The swivel chair, right? That's it. Every time I watch Batman Returns, I go, I should set up my workstation to look like that. And I should paint my walls gray around my workstation. And I should just hook up 4 screens, but only one is a work screen and the other 2 just play Batman.
I cannot tell you how much, like, if I were a kid with this set, that's such an expensive set for a kid. But if I were, I would be sitting there with the swivel chair and just do like dramatic reveals and just like make up reasons for him to like dramatically whip around all the time.
Be like, what's Kermit the Frog doing in Batman's chair?
Yeah, just like constantly, like with the gasp and everything.
Yeah. It's Bruce Wayne.
Right? The Penguin is attacking. Gasp! Spin!
Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed as Batman? That's my Christopher Walken impression.
You should take the little Michael Keaton head and put it on the bat suit.
That's the first thing I'm doing when I get this thing. I don't know how I'm going to afford this thing, but I'm getting this thing. It's going to happen. Here's someone playing with it. I can't tell if she's sitting or standing. Either way, it's sitting. That's a knee. Yeah.
That's a knee. Yeah, that's a bent knee.
And that thing takes up her entire kitchen.
Well, she also has a interesting table and stool choice for her kitchen.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is like a set that they used to take stock.
Oh, absolutely. It for sure is.
Or it's their cafeteria. Like it could be their work cafeteria. Just from looking at the back, and I'm looking at like these mugs by the sink and stuff. Like, this is like, guys, we got to clean the cafeteria. Like, why? Like, well, we got the eating area. We're gonna need to like take some photos of. And we're like, well, just use the bowls that we use for snacks when we have like beer o'clock. And then there they go. Right, there it is. Next to an inanimate object to show size, I guess.
Next to a ball of undefined size.
Of undefined size,
Because
correct?
usually if
It could
it's
be a
for
marble,
size, you put it next to something that like you recognize.
like a banana.
Like a banana. I was gonna say at first I thought it was an orange. Like I vaguely know what size orange are.
Yeah, agreed, right?
Yeah. Okay, here's a grapefruit ball. Whoa, a Batcave.
Yeah. There's the minifigs again. Again, these are beautiful, and we should all want that Michael Keaton figure. We should all be paying $500. Yeah.
In case none of you can tell, Catwoman is holding a whip. Just saying.
Correct.
In case you couldn't see that in the previous photos.
So that's all the photos. Let's see what they got here for a wonderful, beautiful looking turnaround. Oh.
Oh, flames. Yes.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, wait. The way it comes out like that. That was different. Have we seen that before?
I don't think so. Oh, she's like full on play.
Whoa!
Whoa! Okay, that's cool. Oh, and it lights up. Shit. I didn't even know this. Wow. Adults welcome? I'm an adult.
Yeah. Can we go back to the part where it just like it just seemed like it was structured differently? It was
okay.
There, like that. That's different, right?
No, it's just half built.
Oh, yeah, the other side just isn't on and it's popped out more. Okay. I thought there was like a whole like separate runway like zoom to action moment going on.
Now that you said that, I'm never putting the Batmobile on there, and I'm just going to have my characters do fashion shows up and down that runway.
Yes! I love that!
That's all it's going to be. It's be like, check out this Batman suit. This one's blue. That's his daytime suit. It's blue and gray.
It's his daytime suit because the sky is blue during the day.
That's correct. He has to blend in. Daytime camo. We know this. We've discussed this.
Yeah.
So, Lexi, are we getting this? Are you spending $400 on a Batcave shadow box?
To be fair, we did finally find the shelves for my bookshelf. They were in fact in my friend's garage. So I do have a bookshelf on which I could place it if we did get it.
Ooh.
But I think that would have to be a Steven question because I just feel like I don't have the $500 emotional connection to the old live action Batman movies.
Lucky for you, Steven says that he understands.
He does. He has that connection. When it comes to like growing up, for me, it really was animation and comics. The live action movies were not my favorites.
Right. That's
I watched them. I enjoyed parts of them. So I do not have a $500 love for Michael Keaton's Batcave. But my husband
totally
might.
Fair. If he does, then again, if I'm even able to afford this is a lot of money for a dude like me. I get anxiety at the idea of a purchase that big for Lego.
But it is your Batman. And I will come over and do fashion shows on your runway.
Oh, fantastic.
We'll bring more figurines and just like bring my little D&D minifigs and just have them all go down the runway.
Let's do it. I'm absolutely all for it. And because I wouldn't mind even like if everyone wants to see it, I will absolutely stream building this beast of a shadow box. God, this thing's expensive. I don't know, man. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Gives me 3 weeks to kind of like think of a plan, because that's like, whew.
That is many
Daddy
dollars.
Don't like that price. That is, it's Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a gift for adults. Maybe someone should get it for me.
Yeah, there you go. Put it on your Amazon wish list.
Wish list. I'll just put it on there. Send everybody the link. Be
wish
like,
list
hey.
link in bio.
Yeah, if you want to. Though, please, nobody do that. Please don't. I would feel really like about that's a big purchase. But yeah, If chat also let us, yeah, sorry.
I saw that. You only need one kidney, my dude. Just
Yeah,
the
only. Thanks for that, Derek. You're right. You're right. Black market, I might even be able to get more for it on the black market. The it's a lot, but this is so cool, and I love seeing stuff like this. I love seeing Batman get this kind of love. There's a part of me that's like, I really wish they would do a Daily Planet like this. I don't know if anyone else.
Or a Fortress of Solitude.
Fortress of Solitude? Fortress of Solitude, God, separate those pieces would be such a bitch because they're all white.
My one request, if they did a Fortress of Solitude one, that I would beg for, is that they do the giant key with the giant keyhole. Like the old school, the only way Superman could get into the cave was because he just had like literally like a house-sized key that only he could lift and turn in the door.
Right?
That's what I
want. I want that too.
Die.
So this is the Daily Bugle that came out a couple of years ago. It's still available. Or maybe this was last year. Last year? Guess so. But this is also one of these like crazy, insane, beautiful sets with a ton of minifigs. And I remember when this was like kind of first announced as well. Again, big black box. Once the box is black, it's expensive. Like I think the Falcon's like what, $1,000? But anyways, this Daily Bugle set always had me going, I really want a Daily Planet set like this.
Or imagine a full Watchtower set with like all the little Justice League things. I want a Watchtower set.
Right? Allison's on it too, right? Paradise Island, Themyscira. Right?
That'd be with all like the like big architecture, and you could do like this super like the really pretty like royal palatial like designs. Oh,
you could have the Greek statues.
And an armory. Yeah, all the statues.
The Greek statues.
Beautiful.
Right? And horses.
Lego, if you need ideas, call us.
Oh,
we have them.
Lego, you know where you're watching this. You're watching this live from Sweden? Is that right?
Just the Mr. Lego is watching this.
Yes, Mr. Lego.
The CEO and owner and only employee of Lego. Just Mr. Lego.
Correct. Right, but this one came with like Jameson, it came with Betty Brant.
And I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, because I know it's like very like stacked and not like super creative and flowy, but I actually really see, there it is. That's exactly what I was going to say. Unpopular opinion, but I really like the ones that are actually kind of just like a box with the different glimpses inside, and each one is like a separate room and like a contained space. I kind of like those sets actually. I like that aesthetic. Yep,
I like it too, because that's what offices look like.
But I can understand why it can be like boring. It is just a bunch of squares and rectangles, unlimited power. You're not wrong, which is like why I started. I was like, I know this could be an unpopular opinion, but I'm into it. And maybe it's because for me, it's like a throwback to all like the really cute, like elaborate doll houses that like I would play with as a little girl. I love those.
You know what? Us dudes, we love doll houses too. We just call them play sets.
Yeah, it's so true.
Right? Like
it's like the dolls versus action figures.
It's exactly that. Like this is something. This is be a great conversation to have on Toy Anxiety. I mean, we're gonna do it here. What I love about all of, because like Abby, who's like my co-host on Toy Anxiety, she collects calico critters, and she loves all those play sets and stuff that come with it. Those and the little houses and the vehicles and amusement park rides and all that stuff, little clubhouses. And I think that the difference between like I think the big difference between like I can't say that's right either. That's not right, because there's always like there's action features on like play sets targeted towards boys. Yeah. So, and what's even funny is that like even the stuff that was targeted towards boys in the 80s, a lot of girls played with them. Little girls played with them too, such as like He-Man, because little girls were buying He-Man. That's why they came out.
You needed other boy dolls to bring them in.
Right. So you know what, like, so it's not like, and same with Star Wars. Star Wars was not just meant for boys. that was all around too. And I mean, like, you take a look at the Falcon's a dollhouse. The Millennium Falcon is a dollhouse. And so is, and the Dagobah playset is Yoda's dollhouse, right?
It's just like the Barbie dream plane. You know,
yes.
I had the, oh my gosh, I was a big Barbie girl. I had the plane, I had the house, I had the little like plastic pool you could fill with water. Yeah. I still had some of my collector's dolls like in the room right next door.
Nice.
I love me some Barbie. And I have the gal Wonder Woman Barbie collectible figure too.
Ooh, what just got announced?
Figure. It's a Barbie doll. They're all the same thing.
Someone else is getting a Barbie that was just announced. And now I can't remember who it was.
Is it the Anime Wong one? Because I want that one, but the pre-orders were all sold out.
I can't remember, but it was something very like geeky, and it was like,
oh, then it was not Anime Wong.
She's getting a Barbie, and I was like, okay. I thought that was. I'm always down for that because I think there's
gorgeous.
Barbie collectors are something we don't talk about enough as like the pioneers of toy collecting, because.
That and My Little Pony collectors.
But I would actually say Barbies are like before everything, because adults were collecting Barbies like back when they first came out in like the 60s, and adults were already collecting them. And on top of that, Barbie collectors were always considered like, oh, that's actually kind of normal. Where like for the longest time, you say you're like, oh, I collect Star Wars and X-Men, and people just kind of like, you're a dork. But if someone just goes, I collect Barbies, they'd be like, can I see that collection? Because I bet you it's gorgeous, right? Like it's a completely different thing. Oh, thank you, Gotham Stalker. It is Supergirl from The Flash.
That's cool.
That's very awesome.
Cool stuff.
Right? So, but yes, sorry. Let me go back to this again. When I see stuff, even like,
it's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to the Daily Planet idea, because when I think about stuff like this for the Daily Planet, because you'd have to have like the front structure like the Daily Bugle does, but I would want a closet, either a maintenance closet in the inside that you can put Clark Kent into, and then spin it, and or it launches him out from the top as Superman.
I like the idea of the little rotating one.
Right?
Or it needs a little corny.
You could have that, and
a phone booth at the bottom.
And a phone booth at the bottom. It would need both, right? Like, and again, you have Lois Lane's office. You just fill it with awards. You've got Harry White's office.
Prizes, like.
And I would do like the old school thing too, where it's just like maybe a floor where it's just all computers, and you can actually have Clark and them just all kind of hanging out.
Or
like,
what if it was like super old school and you had like a little like an actual film developing room, and Jimmy was in there with his little camera.
Like I said, all of this I think had something similar to that, like Betty Brant's office where she could watch Jameson
that's a high tech.
Right, and all the characters this came with too, right? Like it's again, this is your time to do like Brainiac.
Wow.
Like get a new Brainiac out there, get Screaming Banshee, do Superboy. Get Superboy.
Also, can I just laugh a little bit when, and I know but when Lego does this thing with female figurines, where it's like they still have the block body, but then they draw the waistline in on the block. Like, honestly, just let them be blocky. Like, it's fine. They're Lego people. But the little drawing of the waist always cracks me up.
Because they never do it for Captain America.
I know. Where's his bitty waist?
He's got a small waist.
Got that Dorito shape going.
Right? And again, too, like, just give us more characters from the Daily Planet that we normally wouldn't get in any other form.
Yeah.
Like something like
Jimmy.
This.
I mean, they're not, biting at the bit to make Jimmy action figures.
Right. You are correct. You are correct. But look at this little waiting room with the vending machine. Like, it's just like
so cute.
I love how it's not. I love how it's not a kid playing with this.
In any of these, they're like, we know.
It's a full-on adult with a man bun.
The way I would stage action shots and take pictures, and oh my gosh, I would be like Ben from Parks and Rec, where he tries to do the stop motion animation, and he's like, could a depressed person do this? And it's literally 3 seconds of animation.
Yeah.
And he's like, I spent 6 months on that. That would be me if I had one of these. I'd be like, I'm going to do stop motion. And then I'd get 3 seconds in and cry.
Oh, this is great. This is so good. Allison, we need Jimmy variants for all his transformations.
All of the Jimmies.
Yes. All of the Jimmies. Give me that. I love it. Right? Oh, here we go. See, now everyone's getting into it here. We got Turtle Boy Jimmy, Red Devil Jimmy. I love it. I love this guy's apartment. Because he's got his motorbike.
It also looks like a work break room. Like,
it also works like a... I love this thing. Right?
Wait, I love this comment. Good. Is it 18 plus to like the Batcave? Right?
Is it
18 and over to want to play with the Daily Bugle?
Yeah. I love the Miles. Comes with little Miles, little spider ham. Right? Little spider buggy. Look at that.
Miles is my favorite spider person.
This Sandman here at the bottom, twisting up and grabbing debris with him. Nice touch.
Again, imagine the stop motion animation you could do. I'd be one of those people who creates a whole separate like Instagram account and and I pretend it's not me, and you just like post pictures of just like your Lego set every day.
Yeah. Oh, that's a. We just have to start doing that. It would just be called.
Yeah, I'd be
Gotham
like, who's
Lego
that
tonight.
obsessed person? Not me. That's for sure.
Yeah. But again, this is like super fun. Again, I would love to see more stuff like this just done for Marvel and DC. I think I saw in the chat and I missed it. Somebody mentioned the dollhouse also being like a good dollhouse playset would be the X-Men mansion.
Oh yeah, I'm not even a huge X-Men fan, and that would be really cool.
Right? It would be super ideal, super fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to quickly move on. Unless you got anything else to add to Lego.
I mean, unless we're going to sit here and talk about just everything I want to see in a Lego set ever that I would actually spend $500 on, we're good.
Dream booking? Fantasy booking Lego?
Yeah, just like throwing it out to the universe. Fantasy designing my own $500 Lego set. Because for $500, it better be like the fantasy set.
Of all, of ever.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the writer's strike.
Yes.
So I was down in LA. Mm-hmm. And yes, it was awkward going to get tours of all these studios and having to it wasn't so much walking by picketers because they clearly knew that I was like a tour dude. I wasn't some dude there. Plus, I also I cheered them on and stuff too because I am totally 100% behind this writer's strike. When companies start bragging about their $1 billion profits and none of it's going to the people that are making those profits happen, that's a big problem for me. Huge problem. So the now of these corporations, these studios being like, well, we could just use AI, and it's just like, no, you can't. Yeah. You can't just use AI, right? And
I mean, the best stories that we get are ones that come from like people's personal experiences. They come from the heart. They come from your traumas. They come from, there's something about it that when you watch it, you go, I felt that. Like, I felt that. And AI can't recreate that. It can't make the next great thing. It can only recreate what's been done before.
No, and that's why right now it kind of feels like a little wild, wild west with AI. And I remember people being like, don't worry about the art. Those things still got 6 fingers, blah, blah, blah. But it was kind of like you could see the writing on the wall already then.
No, it's obviously getting better. Like, you should be worried.
And quickly.
Yeah. And I think what's so infuriating is when we talked about technology, what we always hoped was for a future where technology took over the hard, backbreaking work, and then you were left to pursue the arts. You had machines that are mass producing furniture to free time for the craftsmen to make the individual handmade things. That you have these machines that can go out and build 30 new construction homes in a neighborhood. So everyone who's going to be working on that can write songs and write books and, paint. That was supposed to be for people. And instead we're doing the opposite.
Correct. Yeah,
and I think it's
because
the entertainment industry. Yeah, and I mean, I know you know this. You work in the entertainment industry, and I've worked in it. And there is so much, especially if you are, the more you work in a creative role, specifically an actor, a writer, an artist. you get told, like, there's such an attitude of you're just lucky to work. Like, why do you need to get paid more? Why do you need benefits? Like, it's if I had $1 for every time I had straight up been told to my face by a casting director or a manager or someone who like had my job in their hands. Do you know how many girls want your spot? There are 100 girls waiting to replace you. There are 1,000 girls waiting to replace you. They all want your job. If I had $1 for every time I heard that, like, we wouldn't need to be on strike, right? Like,
Right.
I'd be rich. And it's just such a horrible attitude that because you love your work, you don't deserve to be compensated for it. It's the most twisted logic.
It is insane to me as well. I absolutely agree with that because they do. I hate it when people throw that in there of like thousands of people want your job. And I'm like, well, then they should go out there and get it.
Yeah.
And they should get paid for it too. Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
and if they take my job, I hope they get treated better than I was treated.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, and I know that like studio execs, they hate paying people. Like, this is just a corporation thing too. This is not even just entertainment industry. This is like all over the board. If a company makes money, they want to keep that money and they don't want to pay people for it. That's just, unfortunately, how this planet works. And
well, because when they go into these board meetings and justify why they're the CEO, you can't walk into a board meeting and say, hey, none of our employees had to foreclose on their houses this season. And everyone like was able to pay all their medical bills for the past 6 months. You know, you walk into a board meeting and you say, here's our profits. And
correct.
That it's awful, and it is what it is, and it sucks. But that's why we have things like unions. You know, that's why we have guilds. That's why these things exist.
Yes, to protect us, right, from all that kind of bullshittery. And it's you know, and you know, just kind of, you know, don't need to, like, I mean, we're already going pretty deep into how we feel about it, which is pretty strong. Right, and the same thing with the actors. It's about to happen too, where already they're talking about using deepfake technology to copy the actor's voice. So they don't have to do voiceover, like not the voiceover work, but like when they do the what's that called? Why am I blanking? But anyways, they do a thing after they film it. You have to kind of like redub over it. They're just like, well, we don't have to bring the actors in for that anymore. We can just use deepfake and they'll get the computer to say it for them. Meaning they wouldn't get those residuals and that payment for coming back and reading the scenes. So I think that's freaking scary. And now you've got these older actors who are getting old and looking old, who are all for this because they're just like, well, now I can act forever. And it's just like, and that to me is like a very scary thought process to go down, because it's like, no, I don't want to be watching Tom Cruise movies 40 years from now. Granted, if I lived 40 more years, I don't want to see young Tom Cruise movies when I'm 80 years old. Fuck that. I don't want to see that.
Well,
right?
it's just such a lack of control of your own image and your voice. Like, we already have like these audio clips of Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift and these fake nudes and fake pornos of real life people. And not everyone is educated enough to realize the difference. And that is actually horrifying. Well, the lack of consent with AI is a really, really terrifying thing, not just with real people, but even with artist styles being ripped. Like, there is just such a lack of consent with all of it, and there's so much theft, and it is truly horrible.
But art, like, and it's what sucks too is like, ever since the internet existed, it feels like artists have been the ones that are getting it the worst. Because it's always,
you posted it online, that means it's for everyone mentality.
Yes. Right? Like, it's cool to click right and save, but don't click right, save, put it on a lunchbox and try to sell it.
Oh,
you know, like, just don't worry, folks. Like, it'll be fine. But I saw this quote the other day, and I thought it was really kind of funny as well. To replace graphic designers with AI, clients will need to accurately describe what they want. We're safe. For anyone who's ever worked with clients, they never know what they want. So that's how you know it'll never happen.
Clients have like a feeling.
Yeah, everything's always very abstract.
Yeah.
Right? Like, can it be like a rainbow? Sir, this is a Batmobile.
Yeah. I just want it to be like a rainbow, like in black and white, obviously. But you know, and you're just like,
have you seen the first 10 minutes of Wizard of Oz? Worn out like that.
But also really bright.
Right.
And just vibrant.
You know, and just vibrant. That's exactly it. But now, so how this is affecting everything, because obviously everything kind of goes in like these, like the longer it goes, the more things get affected with the writer's strike. So right off the bat, when the writer's strikes hit, Saturday Night Live, evening talk shows, those are the first things to go. And now it's starting to trickle into shows that need writers on set, which I believe not all of them were on set. They were just now like, we don't need you on set because we don't want to pay you to be on set. So we're just going to put you in this little writer's room and then we'll just call you when we need you, right? Like it's been kind of that too. It's another thing they're really fighting for, to get back on set, which again, I'm absolutely on board with. Everything they're actually asking for, I'm so on board with. And so now it's kind of like if you need a writer on set or to do to change a line in a production that's happening right now, can't do it because the writers are on strike. So you can't change nothing from the script that's already in progress. Then you've got, because now that's happening, for those who don't know, The Penguin for HBO Max, now just called Max, the one we were all hyped about. We just watched that like, hey, we started filming trailer. The actors could keep working if they needed to. Well, not if they needed. Well, if the show was still going, because of how the contracts work, and if the actors go on strike, because of that contract, the actors would still have to show up for work, regardless if there's an actor strike or not, because it's in their contract. There's a little weird little ass loophole in that. However, it looks like Matt Reeves and that crew are just like, well, we need to change some stuff, but we need writers. And so they shut down production on The Penguin. And now we wait because they're now on the picket line as well. So, so good on them, first off, for supporting that, because some shows did not stop. I know it sucks for people like in my industry and the people that make the costumes, anything behind the scenes of movies that need paychecks to live. This affects us super, super hard, as well as it affects the writers because they need them too. And apparently they're getting paid less than everybody. So, we need to, I'm really hoping that this gets resolved quickly, because there's clearly I'm in a very good situation. So I'm very grateful for that. So, I'm still getting paid, still making money. I still got a job. So I'm very, very grateful and thankful. But it's gonna affect and hurt some people. I know some people. One of my buddies down in LA who makes costumes, he's out of work until they go back to work. So, so these things happen. So now, with that on hold, and I am also wondering, and now knowing that the actor strike is coming. Now, if the actor strike happens, or they know it's really about to happen, I don't think they've given the 72-hour notice, but I know it's been mentioned. I am wondering how this will affect upcoming contracts, because we're getting a lot of casting rumors for the Batman 2. And I'm wondering now
for Superman.
For Superman, correct. So I'm wondering if they're trying to get these actors signed ASAP, so that if they do go on strike, there's not going to be any holdup for when they feel they're ready to start filming, because Superman is written. So they could technically start filming if they have their actors signed. So I'm wondering, because this is all going to be shitty and shady stuff, but I can absolutely see agents and studios trying to get these contracts in and signed before this strike happens. And this also has me curious that if they don't get all these people signed, that they wanted to get signed before the actor strike happens. And depending on how long this goes for, because who knows how long this will go for, because the studio execs seem to really be putting their heels and digging their heels into the ground. And this is not just one studio. This is all of them. This is Universal.
It's
This
the
is Warner Brothers
industry.
Discovery. Yeah, it's the entire Netflix, everybody. And it blows my mind that none of them are just like, maybe this is wrong. Like it really does like just.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, it's a much smaller scale thing, but even on, a performance side. So even right now in Disneyland Paris, there's a big performer strike going on for the Disneyland Paris performers. So this is just something that, and I'm not to say they're directly related, and obviously that is, a much smaller scale thing, but this is, again, it's just such a big industry thing in the way artists are treated. And Ryan and I, again, are obviously both super passionate about this. But people who are working full-time jobs, full-time and specialty skill jobs deserve to get compensated for what they do. And
because
it just feels like such a
specialty.
no-brainer. Yeah.
And it is a
The point
specialty.
is not everyone can write for SNL. Not everyone can dance a full parade. Not everyone can write a feature film script or even, small, show script. Like, not everyone can do these things.
Correct. Absolutely. This is a very special job that requires very special skills. You can't just, and it's a very difficult job to get into as well. It's not just like, it's just like anything else in film and entertainment.
Inconsistent work. Like, this industry is such a job to job thing. It's really hard.
And no, not everyone can write for SNL, but guess what? Not everyone can write for everything. And there are writers out there who are not getting paid that can jump from working on a Scooby-Doo show to working on Picard to working in comic books. And these people are so vast and skilled at their job that they're able to, like, I can write everything from Mickey Mouse to Shawshank Redemption, right? Like, there are people that can do it across the board. And the fact that those people don't get paid and protected blows my absolute mind. Because that is such a hard skill. And least of all AI. Yeah, correct, right? I can't even, like, we are not there yet. The fact that the studios think that they're getting ready for it is just like, it's a scary thing.
It is.
And again too, and I'm wondering, just to go back to say on topic of like DC and comics and San Diego Comic-Con and all that kind of stuff, I'm wondering if there were big plans from Warner Brothers Discovery to do the old, we call it the Avengers rollout. So that's kind of the first time we ever saw it, where they just bring everybody out and everyone loses their damn mind. And I had me wondering, like, were they going to do that for Superman? And now they kind of have to, like, I would lose my damn mind. Yes, I would too. But like, are they going to, or even the Batman, right? Like the Batman 2, they could probably start. They might have had some announcements ready. All of that could be thrown out the window, and that's it sucks for us. I actually don't care if the studios lose money on it. They've clearly made enough money.
I mean, they obviously don't. Because like, even talking about DC and like Warner Brothers specifically, like, there are a lot of things that obviously I really like about James Gunn and this new era we're going into, but there are also decisions that I question, like making the announcement that the DCU is changing right before the release of the new Shazam movie. That movie tanked, and I'm 90% of this because everyone went, this universe is dead, why do I care?
Yep. I agree. If you
release a Marvel movie and say this has nothing to do with the bigger Marvel universe, it's just going to do worse. It just is. Correct.
Yep. I absolutely agree with that, which is always kind of blows my mind that, like, I don't know how well Ant-Man Quantumania did in theater. I was so busy, and it's been in and out, and it was out, I think, released today.
We finally watched it. Steven paid for it, and I was like, oh God, why?
Oh, that good, huh? But yeah, but I think that was supposed to be Kang is in it, and that's supposed to be the next big bad villain. So it's kind of crazy to me that it's like nobody cared. Like, I think, so who knows what's happening with Marvel now? And I know Marvel seems to be sabotaging their own comic books as well at the moment, which is bonkers. I don't know what they're doing. It's the first time in a long time where I've just been like, I don't think I need to read any Spider-Man comics.
I know
It's
the
so
MJ
sad.
stuff is a big part of that too.
The MJ stuff
And
is
I'll
one
be
of the
honest, I'm
biggest
really
ones.
sad about, because to me, Peter and MJ are like one of the big, like almost like Clark and Lois's of the Marvel world.
Absolutely.
I'm not a, like, you know, even the biggest Marvel Spider-Man fan, and I am still sad about, especially when you have new Spider characters you can focus on if you want drama and relationships and things like that. You have, you know, Miles, and you have Silk, and you have Gwen, and you have all these other characters. You didn't really need to go back and mess with Peter. It wasn't necessary.
I agree. This is so when you were out, I did a whole monthly Marvel episode where I just ranted about Spider-Man and how him and MJ are just meant to be, and they shouldn't have fucked with it, and they did, and it ruined everyone's life. Like, look how the world is now, and that's because Spider-Man, like, that's because Peter Parker and Mary Jane, they broke them up, and now look at the planet. Like, it's dying, it's overheating. We've got environmental problems. The writers are on strike. People are getting
all
shot.
related.
Yeah, like all these mass shootings in America. This is all because they broke up. And you have
People
really
gave
shitty
up.
gun laws. But I mean, it's kind of both. And you know, everyone's, you know, COVID, that's Spider-Man, Mary Jane, right? All of that. I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put the censor on that one. Guardian. Oh, yes. Here we go. Yeah. So, Kayla, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was amazing. I do need to still
Have
see
not
that.
seen it yet. We are trying to figure out a night where we and a pair of our friends can both get babysitters so we can all go see it together.
Yeah,
so that's putting a delay on that.
I'm probably going to end up seeing it alone. I realized when I was in LA that I have no friends in Vancouver. I was like, I could invite people out and no one would show up. That's what I realized when I was in Vancouver. Like when I was in LA, where I go to LA, it's like, hey, I'm in town, and everyone's like, I'll drive to see you. I'm like, oh, that's amazing.
Can you just like work from home and move to America? No, don't move here. You have healthcare.
Yeah. Oh no. I realized that the United States, after being there for like 10 days, I realized the United States is a complete dystopia. One of the days when I was at Disney, we were in the park and like 2 military helicopters were circling the park, and I was like, oh, well, if something bad's about to happen, I hope it's really close by and I don't feel a thing.
Oh boy. You're like, yeah, I hope that goes quick.
I hope that, yeah. Whatever it is, I hope it goes quick or not near me at all. It's got to be one or the other.
Yep.
That's just how it is, right? Like, it's just... Hang on, I'm just trying to get to the chat here. Yeah, see? Allison agrees. Everything sucks since MJ and Spider-Man broke up, and the DC New 52. The correlation is there. I agree, right? Black Phoenix 77, thank you for being here and hanging out with us tonight. Marvel has absolutely no idea what the hell they're doing with Peter Parker. I agree. Amazing Spider-Man is a terrible comic book. And that's so sad to say that. It is so sad to say that. Like,
yeah.
It breaks my heart because Spider-Man is such a big part of my DNA. And it's weird because it only became a bigger part of my DNA as an adult too, which is even just like the opposite. I'm Benjamin Buttoning my my pop culture, I guess. Derek Hoover, Peter Parker, Mary Jane, splitting up is why the FHA is a wild pain in the ass right now in regards of buying a house. Agreed.
All related. Well, and honestly, I feel like the whole like need to break up MJ and Peter, this kind of like for me actually circles back to what we were talking about earlier, because there was a comment way up there, I'm not scrolling and I apologize if it was that said it, but I did read it, where you said, do we really need Trinity, this new daughter of Wonder Woman, when Cassie and Donna exist? And I feel like this is all kind of related to that, and my answer to that is a little bit yes, because sometimes you need a fresh start with a new character instead of trying to force something on a character that exists that's been through the ringer lately. Like John Kent was unfortunately replaced Connor in a lot of ways that he shouldn't have, but he's a different character. Like we still needed, like there's still a place for John Kent to exist next to Connor. I think if they're trying to do a new future Trinity and you're focusing on like the Super Sons and younger, I don't think you can really just shoehorn Cassie or Donna into that dynamic. I think you do need to introduce something fresh for that. And that's again, like what I kind of mentioned before with MJ and Peter, like if you want something dramatic and new and fresh, you have newer Spider characters or Spider characters who have never been given the spotlight in the past that you can do those things with. Like we don't want to see Clark and Lois broke up. We can see John and Connor go through 1,000 different relationships and try new things, especially John. Please, I cannot stand Jay Nakamura. But that's what we can do. We can do that with John. He can go do other things. Oh, and Yara. Yara was another one that, is kind of getting shoved to the side along with Tim and Connor and that whole kind of
it's
that Stephanie's.
It's that generation that's always going to get, they're the middle child right now. So they're going to get a little lost.
They are
and they're going to get lost in that shuffle with the shiny new toy and the veterans, which are the Titans, right? The Dick Graysons, Beast Boy, Starfire, Donna. Like Donna's always kind of had this weird floundering thing, and that wasn't because of the generation she was part of, that superhero generation part. That was the writer's fault of never knowing what to do with
it. And she is in the new Titans run with Dick again, which is nice.
Correct, which has me excited. And Tom King also said that Cassie and Donna are in this book. Yeah. So we will see what their role will be. And again, just like how Tom King handled Tim Drake and Signal and Batgirl in his run of Batman, and we knew what they were up to. Oh, and Batwoman, sorry. Like we all knew what they were up to. Even though I
have feelings about the 3 Batgirls, but it's fine.
Right. But it's the fact that Tom King never ignored the fact that they existed.
Yeah.
And so even if they had a role, whether if it was minor or not, they were still able to, like, you knew where they were and they weren't forgotten. And they did have a role, even if it was small. And I got a feeling like, look, Donna and Cassie's role might be small, but at least they'll be involved. They're not getting ignored, and we're going to know where they're at. And it's actually going to be very interesting to me to see an older Cassie, because that's something we've never had future stories of her, because she's always kind of been stuck in that 16 to 18 back again, all that kind of messy stuff.
Again, it's that generation. Like they can't have them catch up with the older generation. They can't let the older generation get old, so they get stuck.
They do get stuck. Yeah, because they can't.
It's awful.
Because there was always a joke that eventually one day Dick Grayson's going to be older than Bruce Wayne. Because because he's allowed.
Damien's going to be older than Tim any day now. I would like to remind the chat that when Damian Wayne, this iteration of him, was first introduced, he and Tim had a 7-year age difference.
Yeah.
7 years. And now they are almost the same age. Yeah. And this isn't the same continuity. This is not a reset.
It's bonkers to me. So it's just...
Yeah, Damian gets older and Tim gets younger.
Yeah. Yes. Right?
They're meeting and they're opposite directions. They're going to meet in the middle.
And again, I think that's another reason why DC has to do more reboots than Marvel. Like, Marvel does reboots too. They're just more subtle reboots, and they're not full-on reboots. Like, it's always, like, they never do the whole universe at once. It'll always be
like a retcon than a reboot.
That's more correct. But then people...
just kind of say, it's always been like this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, just ignore the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Right? It's the... Derek Hoover brings up a good point. Donna Troy and the Hawkman characters, victims of odd writing choices. Agreed.
And the Batgirls. I'm going to throw the Batgirls in there, too.
Sure. Why not? Steph and
Cass and Babs and...
Yeah.
All of them.
I'm totally agreeing with you on that. And it's the... all characters go through their growing pains, where they all go through phases. We've all been there, where I've had to drop a title, find a new one, discover a new character, whatever it takes. But again, too, when something's not for you, let's say this Wonder Woman, let's say this whole thing with Tom King is not your jam,
Oh yeah,
go find
I feel
something
like a
else
lot
off
of
the
people
shelf.
are not. Yeah, I think a lot of people are honestly not going to like Trinity. I think part of it is going to come from the loyalty to maybe you had a favorite Wonder Girl before this, and so now you don't want the new one. Which again, I totally understand. If they tried to introduce a new Robin right now and brush aside Damian Wayne, I probably would not give them a chance. I'd be like, and I'm over you. Like I get it. Like a lot of Tim fans didn't even want to look at Damian, and I totally understand that. Yeah, and I think that there are going to be a lot of people who just honestly aren't interested in a feral young female buff character, which also is what it is. Which again, I keep saying that she's going to be feral. That's really just me hoping and projecting.
Even though every picture we've seen of her so far, she's smiling.
I know, no, but I mean like feral in like the good way. Like she's just like pretty. I just like when I say feral, I just mean like confident, tough, like go get him, like jumps into action. And the boys with more experience in their 30s are like, ugh, get back here. Like that's what I want. Like she's like so eager, she's knocking down buildings, and the boys are like, no. But yeah, so I do think that there is a good chance that she becomes another daughter of Diana that gets swept under the rug in a few years. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have my fingers crossed and hope to enjoy her. And Gotham Soccer, like you said, you like Damian, but you think they did Tim so wrong? You're correct. They have done Tim so wrong, and they continue to do Tim wrong. Those are both. That's how I feel. Those are both two statements. I love Damian, and also Tim's been kind of shafted as a character.
Yep, absolutely. And like you were saying too. Like I'm going into this like this Wonder Woman story arc with Tom King and writing Trinity and creating these new characters, because Tom King, like I said, Tom King has not done me dirty yet. Right? Like
wasn't it Tom King who wrote Batman and Babs? Bruce and Babs?
No.
Who am I thinking
He
of?
did the wedding. He did the...
Yeah, no, I mean before that, like...
Before that? So before that, he did Grayson, Agent Grayson.
Yeah.
And that had none of the other Bat family in it. Because I believe they all thought he was dead. Except for Batman. Yeah. Batman knew he was still alive. Everyone else thought he was dead. And then I don't think Tom King had them ever had.
Oh no, I was thinking of Bruce Timm.
Okay, that's.
I think
Tom King has not yet done me dirty. You are thinking Bruce Timm. Bruce Timm does that a lot.
Sorry. Yep. This is why I fact check myself. I know when I know something, and I know when I'm not sure. Tom King somewhere definitely watching us is like, don't you put that on me. Don't you do it.
Yeah. It's okay. Tom, we're not putting that on you. I'm protecting you. But yeah, I'm super stoked for Tom King. And again, congratulations on your nominations. Nightwing, the book Nightwing was also nominated for a couple awards, one being Best Artist and Best Covers, I believe. I don't know if your other Tom, your favorite Tom, I'm not sure if he was, I don't know if he was nominated or just
comic
or not.
book writers.
Yeah, yes.
And their choices.
Yeah, sips the tea. And yeah, no, so again, congratulations on everyone. If you're in the comic book industry and you're reading this or watching this, congratulations on all your Eisner nominations, and best of luck to you during San Diego Comic-Con weekend, which is coming up so fast. Everything's coming up fast. God dang it. But yeah, that said, we're over an hour. Let's keep it tight. This was some really great conversation tonight, Lexi.
This is great.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you everyone in the chat for hanging out with us tonight and giving us our corrections and your thoughts, and just being part of the conversation as well. It's very much appreciated. Again, I didn't plug it, but we are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. So again, if you do love the show, please give this a like. Just so that it helps spread the word on YouTube. It lets YouTube know that maybe other people should watch this. And I got tons of prizes. Hopefully I'll get to show more of those prizes off in the next couple of weeks. And again, Spider-Verse comes out in a couple of weeks, so everyone go see that. Everyone go watch it.
I'm so excited. I wish our kid was a little older. We're not doing theaters with him yet, but Steven and I will go watch it.
Fantastic. And yes, we are on our road there. And then again, we're going to have all these perks for when we hit 1,000, and there'll be perks for you more than they are for us. So please, give it, like I said, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the show. And that's it. Alexi, anything?
No, I'm so excited to be back again at this as regularly as I can be. And I appreciate you all, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.